Monday, Monday.
Sure
Monday,
as heck
Monday.
is. The Monday
Here
after
we
a holiday,
are.
Mary Grace. The Monday after a holiday, no less, right?
Yes, yes. And that feels strange because usually Monday is part of the holiday.
Yeah.
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 But it was weird with the 4th of July weekend.
So we were just chit-chatting and you didn't really get to do much outside because apparently it was super, super hot where you are.
Yeah, we had like that kind of heat index where even people who absolutely love the heat were like, nope, no, thank you. After just a couple
Interesting.
minutes, felt like you were gonna faint. Yeah,
Interesting.
but now it's a weekday, so of course it's beautiful and perfect again. So
Isn't that the truth? We dealt with that here on the East Coast well, we were just talking about how many Saturdays in a row, we were talking about this up the lake, how many Saturdays in a row we had where it rained, and it rained from St. Patrick's Day every Saturday until 2 Saturdays ago.
oh
So from March
yes,
all the way till 2 Saturdays ago, people were
oh
getting disgusted.
yeah, yeah, like this is enough. Come on, no
Mhm.
fair. Well, just
Hey,
another plug for our type of job where we don't really care what day it is.
right. We don't really know what day it is. Hey, did you know that our Grace and Grit Studio group on Facebook got up to 924 members? Is that not crazy?
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. You guys
And
go
those
out
members
there and
are
get the other, what do we need? 76? Let's get
76.
to 1,000.
So I'm going to go ahead and move it over here really quick because I do see we are live. It took a couple seconds, but having some streaming issues. So I want to just make sure we're in the right place at the right time, and we
Well,
are
thank
here.
goodness I have you, or I fear no one would ever hear about what wonderful stuff we have here.
Oh, I appreciate that. So we have a couple people hopping in. So I do see that we are okay. But let me just do one more thing here and just connect us. Make sure we are all good. We have no member. I always check for member requests before we start because I'll let them in prior to us beginning. So somehow we are good. Somehow it's Monday. I don't know how. It is. Today was rough getting up. I don't know about you, but after a weekend like that, and then when the holiday falls on a Friday, that's
I
always
know.
interesting. I always think
Yeah.
that's interesting. So what we are going to do tonight, which is super, super cool, we're back at this on Monday evenings. We had done this the last 2 weeks in the Juicy Jewels Mega Party. And
Mega party. Hmm.
yeah, and our fearless leaders had, I know you guys had some great turnout, and a lot of people were really excited about all the new things coming for Park Lane. So we're happy to be back here in our home, the Grace and Grit Studio. You're watching us either live on our business page or you're catching us in our group. If you are here, please drop a comment like you guys already are. On Monday evenings, I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing our executive company vice president, Mary Grace Lewandowski. And I get to ask her 4 questions about our business, and you get to listen. Okay, so you were invited here to listen tonight. And quite honestly, it is, I think, the person who invited you really thinks very highly of you to ask you to come in and listen to these things. This person also thinks that you like free jewelry because at the end, your cost of admission is simply filling out a Google form, and our fearless leader, Mary Grace, will choose one lucky winner, and she will, or he will receive a jewelry package curated to your likes and dislikes based on how you answer the questions
I
in
have
the
fun doing it.
questionnaire. So that's the fun part, isn't it? The fun
It
part
is. I
is
like to like think, yeah, I like to kind of guess like what they'll like. And I think I pretty much usually nail it. So
I
makes
think
me
you do,
happy.
and we sure do love when you put in the chat that you got it and you loved it, or when you go directly on our studio group and post there a picture of you wearing or the items that you received. But I'm going to ask Mary Grace these 4 questions. They're very common questions. They're ones everybody, the first 4 maybe they think of when they're considering a side job. I know a lot of people are looking for second jobs right now. There's a lot of people that are interested in doing something from home. And a lot of people want to, if they're going to give their time and invest their time, they want something that's lucrative. So we definitely want your ears to perk up because we have that for you here tonight. And Mary Grace is going to explain it in detail for us. We're going to go ahead and start. by asking the first question. And the first question is, we talk about the fact, Mary Grace, that we're in direct sales. Like when somebody says, "Oh, what do you do?" You're like, "Indirect sales." I guess we should probably say something different, but explain why direct sales, like what it really is. And then can you also talk to everyone about how it differs from the keyword of multi-level marketing, or MLM?
Yeah, I think when multi-level marketing comes into it, people are, is that one of those pyramid things? It's like, no, no, no. If Park Lane is a pyramid thing, then General Motors and all the other big companies are pyramid things. Because there's always
True.
some kind of levels that you can work yourself up to. I always see the difference in direct sales is we want you to be at the level as high as you want to go. There's no glass ceiling. You can do whatever you want with this business. So direct sales comes from the fact that it's direct to consumer. We
Right.
act as a go-between between the company and the customer. And in today's world, where 78% of my organization does everything online as opposed to just in-home shows, it's become a really fun, comfortable place for people to shop because they like online shopping, but they want like that human form. Like, who do I call if I need a little bit of advice or if
Yeah.
this wasn't exactly what I wanted or whatever? And it's so neat because then you have a person to call, which are people like me and the person that invited you tonight. So direct sales just means direct to consumer. Multi-level marketing, although it's a business that you can also join and run from your home, so a lot of times they're mixed up with direct sales. It's not party plan. There isn't like a host or a hostess who gets special stuff for introducing you to people. It's more of a single person at a time sign up sort of thing. And it's definitely emphasis is on recruiting. So they get paid at multi levels. So they have to have a certain amount of people working underneath them in order to get paid a certain amount. And kind of, it's just beyond me. They're good at it, I'm sure. I'm sure, but we don't do all that. We just really are in the business of selling jewelry. Do we want to hire or recruit people? Absolutely, because we get so much. We can only do so much, and then we need more people in the mix in order to help us get done what we need getting done. And that's why we're here sharing it with you today. Direct sales to me has been a life changer. I'm so glad nobody told me it was direct sales because I fear that I would have had one of those reactions because of whatever is in my head, like, oh no, is that like your
Mhm.
family sees you coming and they all say run because you're going to try to sign them up? It's like, no, 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 that's not how it works. But it's running your own business with all of the benefits and truly none of the overhead, none of the things that make you scared to open your own business, especially here at Park Lane. There's a lot of different things I could say about direct sales. My favorite that I haven't mentioned in a while is there is a financier, David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire, and he said when he discovered direct sales, he thought it was like the answer to so much because he found that as a financial planner, 99.9% of the people that he met were living, he couldn't even say paycheck to paycheck. It was beyond paycheck to paycheck. Like
Right.
they had credit card debt and they weren't paying it off month after month. And direct sales is a way where you can work around what you're already doing or what is already on your plate. You can work it around it however you want to. There's always a way, to take a certain little hunk of time and do something with it where you literally can be making huge inroads and differences in your debt and what your family's able to do. I,
Hmm.
I just think I think everybody should try direct sales. I will agree, not direct sales is not for everyone. You may not like it, but you really should try it because you're going to leave with more than you came with, and it's worth it. It's worth
I
the
love that.
risk.
I
Yeah.
love that. And I now that you ended with everybody should try it. We have a ton of people on this call, so I'm going to ask a question. If you would be so kind as to drop a message in the comments and let us know, have you tried it before? Were you with another company? You don't necessarily need to tell us what company that is, but let's see how many of us in here were with another company, because we have something that I know Mary Grace is going to talk about super soon that I
Yes.
think would be very, very beneficial for all of you.
Well, if you're going to ask me why jewelry,
Well, how did you know? That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, Mary Grace, why jewelry?
We do this week after week. Yeah. There are, but you know what? I think what you really wanted me to do is answer the other question. I mean, just bring out something that is absolutely spectacularly unique to Park Lane Jewelry.
Yeah.
And Park Lane Jewelry is a direct sales company that recognizes experience.
Mhm.
Now, even though multi-level marketing is a different business, we recognize experience
From all genres.
from
Yep.
that corporation as well, because it's still where you're running your own business, and you ran a home-based business. So what we do is we take into account what experience you've had. It could have been a long time ago. It could be that you're currently in direct sales, but we will listen to what you achieved there, and we will recognize that and bring you in at a level, both a title and pay, that's commensurate with what you already achieved someplace else. So that makes us really unique here at Park Lane.
Yeah.
So if you are somebody that ever had direct sales experience or multi-level marketing experience, or know someone who has, or maybe right now, like companies are, it's generally in the summer that you start to hear about some of these companies that aren't going to make it, which we hate to hear. We hate to hear ever that the industry is suffering that way, but we're really solid and we are hiring. So be sure to pass the word. When you ask why jewelry, both Jeanette and I, Janine, it's been 2 weeks. I got to do that again. Janine and I.
Oh, I feel we lost her for a moment. One moment. Let's just give her a second. She's on the why jewelry question, and she's probably going to talk to you about you wanting to rep something that you love. We always talk about those things based on the fact that when we're looking for something to represent, I can jump right in here because I know what she's going to say. When we're looking for something to represent, we always want to think about what we would like to represent, right? That's super important to us. However, one of the greatest things that we can do is represent something that everyone else loves, right? So jewelry has been around since time immemorial. I mean, literally. I think we looked it up and it's just been around, since, oh, here she comes back in. I just talked about representing not just something you love. You can jump right in here and I know you can, but representing something that other people love.
Yeah, I mean the research that they've done on jewelry and what I've learned when I like our second time around, we kind of fell into our first direct sales company, right? And loved it, loved the product. And when the company started having issues, then we started looking around. And by that time, we were more savvy. And what we learned about jewelry and what the Levine family learned about jewelry when they first started the company in 1955, 70 years ago, they hired consultants, and the consultants told them what they should sell. And they were surprised because that wasn't what they were thinking. They were thinking like a home product. But when they came back with jewelry and started to defend their answers, now I've lived them. I have so much fun defending the answers. But yeah, like I think you were just saying when I popped back in, it withstands the test of time. Jewelry's been around for 150,000 years, and it's showing a $43 billion forecast. It's like unbelievable. The industry, it continues to flourish and grow.
Right.
It's considered consumable. It changes with the seasons. It changes with the outfits. It's like fashion is consumable. People don't say, "Oh, I have a pair of earrings and that's it." They always want what's new and in, which I absolutely love. That's something I haven't said in a while, but I honestly have felt like this industry has kept me young because they keep you in the know with what's going on and everything. And I'm older. I'm in my 60s. I'm not shy about saying it. And I did learn that no one will accuse you of trying too hard or looking inappropriate when your jewelry's on trend. So if I was wearing like a little, denim mini skirt right now, you might be like, girl, give it up. But the fact that I like that my jewelry's on trend, that is perfectly appropriate and also admirable in some ways. So it withstands the test of not just time over the centuries, but like something from the littlest, tiniest newborn baby to somebody that's about to say goodbye to life. Everybody still likes and enjoys jewelry that brings together the generations.
Brings joy.
It's one of the top 3 gifts in the world. Candy, flowers, and jewelry has an emotional connection, which because I like to, I don't know, I like to at least pretend that I make a difference or do some good in the world. I love that it's a feel good product. I absolutely love that people get such a kick out of jewelry. And from our vantage point as people who sell jewelry, you know, I will admit that in my other company, I was a performer. When I did my show, I was a performer. I
Agreed.
needed to be, and I needed to know a
Agreed.
lot.
Yeah.
But with the jewelry, the emphasis is so quickly off of us and onto the jewelry that I've been able to, much like shyer people or whatever, have been
Me
able to
too.
really just
Wow.
blossom with this. People are out in the world wearing our product, as are we. So it's bringing us back all kinds of referrals. There are so many positives to being in the jewelry space for direct sales. It's the perfect place to be.
It really is. And speaking of keeping us young, you and I are both young today because we're both wearing Denali. Did you notice
Oh, do
that?
we both have a Denali
We're
on?
both wearing Denali. This is Giselle. I get questions on this all the time. I love this ring in the summertime. She's a beauty.
Yeah, that's
But
gorgeous.
I mean, there's just you just throw on a little bit of. I mean, it.
I was even thinking like, this shirt, this dress has a gold button, but it's like just so fun to contrast
Doesn't
it with a
matter.
gold
Yep.
glow hoop. It's
Yep.
just like brings the outfit together.
And I'm a summer girl. I like putting my stuff here in the summer as
Yes.
opposed to up here. I think but I just thought I would mention that. You put your arm up, and I thought, see the two of us. And I mean, I'm in my 50s. I mean, I have fun with this. You have fun with it.
Yeah.
But I love now this is new. You saying the emphasis is on the joy. That's so true. And I think it's because you lift up something sparkly and people's serotonin levels
Yeah,
go up.
I
And
felt
they
like I
get,
wasn't doing my job for a while. Like I'm like, they're not even listening to me. And then I thought, who cares?
Never thought of it like that. I love that. Okay, so now that we know what direct sales is and how jewelry fits into that, so how does Park Lane specific fit into that?
Yeah, I mean, there's other jewelry companies, right? There's other direct
Yeah.
selling jewelry companies. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, if a company is in a little bit of trouble, one of the things that they will inevitably do is add jewelry to their line
Jewelry to the line.
because jewelry is such a big seller. So, what makes us different than other jewelry companies? Well, for one thing, a really basic thing that people notice right away is the variety. Most jewelry companies have a certain niche. I always wonder if I'm saying that word right. You said niche or niche?
I think it depends on where you're from in the United States.
Yeah, you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say it. Like maybe it's the emphasis is pearls or crystals or silver, okay, or charms. I could go on and on. Here at Park Lane, we have everything from romantic and trendy to very traditional to very elegant to very simple. We have everything, and my customers tell me that's why they love the Park Lane jewelry experience. One of the reasons. As an insider who was looking into what I wanted to do, hands down, Park Lane has the richest programs. And I'm not just saying that because I want you guys to join Park Lane. You are welcome to go out to do all your research and due diligence. I'm just trying to save you the time. But nobody can afford to do what Park Lane does because we've been around for 70 years. We're debt free and we're cash rich. By the way, we've been around for 70 years. We're debt free and we're cash rich. Those are huge reasons to want to come to Park Lane, especially in today's volatile world. We know we're going to get paid. And our suppliers know they're going to get paid. So our suppliers love working with us. So that's all really good stuff. Because of the careful way that they've built this company over the last 70 years, and because they've lived through so many things in the world, they know what they're doing. And the first thing is the customer sale. And the customer sale is so fun to tell people, and it's so fun to live and buy with the buy two for regular, get four for half.
Right.
You'll learn it all. If you probably know it if you've been to a Park Lane show. But it also encompasses a couple more really important things. And one is the customer sale helps people get value. Okay, we're not selling cheap fall apart jewelry. We're selling them a lot of jewelry for a great price. Okay, and they are going out into the world and showing it off, and that's bringing us even all that more interest. Okay, that's one huge benefit of it. Another huge benefit of the customer sale is research has showed that one of the number one reasons a girl will have like an in-home show or an online show or do something like that is she wants to share a great deal with her friends. It's not even about her getting the free stuff. Well, there you go. Girls love to tell a sale. This sale is very repeatable, very easy to repeat, and people love to repeat it, and they feel like a hero when they tell people about our sale. So that's another great thing. Another great thing about our sale, and Park Lane was so smart, is it encourages people to get the most for their money. And who's getting paid commission on what they spend? Us. So you're seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes, guys, is that we actually love the sale so much because our average order is over $100. Why sell one $5 piece when you can have people just absolutely over the moon because their jewelry averaged something so little per piece, but they still spent that much money, and that's what we're getting paid on. So just that one program is a game changer in the direct sales industry.
True.
Now, the hostess program is where we encourage people. This is what makes us different from multi-level marketing. They don't have such a thing. But we encourage people to like deliver their family and friends to us so that we can meet them and impress them with our sale. And when they share their friends and family with us, then they get free jewelry for having done
Right.
so. And it's
Right.
way above the national average. It's like our average hostess leaves with $400, $500, $600, $700 in free and discounted jewelry, sometimes thousands, you guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. And I know that in my other business, on the average, they got $100 in free
$100. Yeah,
merchandise if they,
that's
if
true.
it was a good shop. And here at Park Lane, we go in knowing they're going to get at least that. And then, of course, we're the highest paid in the industry, not just because of the customer sale, not just because the hostess program's so rich, but because we started at a bit greater percentage than anybody else did back in 70 years ago. They started us at 30%. Other companies had to like move up to match that. So
Hmm.
we go from anywhere to 30% to 50% commission on our personal sales. But then there's the bonuses and the weekly and the monthly, and there's so many other aspects to it that sometimes you're like, I forgot I earned this. Oh my gosh, I got this too. So it is a very, very rich place to be in so many ways. If that's all they did, that would be enough. But
Right.
then they're like always like wanting to like incentivize us. And one thing that they do not do is incentivize us with fear, even though one of the number one reasons people will do things is out of fear. We don't want that as part of our culture. So we have no minimums. Now, hear me out. If you've done direct sales before, you're not believing this right now. We have no minimums. There is absolutely nothing anyone has to do every single month in order to keep their title. So once you've advanced to a certain title, that's your title. Okay. So I'm an executive company vice president. Write it down. I know it'll take a while. Just use shorthand. But I am an executive company vice president. And if I had a family crisis and needed to take off for a few months, I would still be a company vice president making the same percentage on my sales that I make today when I came back. So they don't believe in leading with fear. What they do lead with, though, is some wonderful things that we might want, like free jewelry. We
Yeah.
worked it out the other day that in my career, I've earned over $180,000 worth of free jewelry.
Holy mama.
Yeah, at least $12,000 a year for all of the time that I've been here. Okay.
Probably more
And
than
that's
that, actually.
everybody. Yeah, like everybody has that ability, from the newest person to the oldest person like me. Every single month, we have the ability to earn up to 1,000, a little more, I think, in free jewelry. We take advantage of it. That
Yeah.
saves us money, you guys, because that's where our samples and everything come from, right?
Right.
In addition to that, we have a couple trips a year. We just got our flight information for Zurich, Switzerland. Taking my youngest child with me is absolutely over the moon. So we have 2 trips a year that we can work towards, and they're very earnable. People think, oh, that must just be for the higher. No, no, the very first trip, I was here just a couple months and I earned the first trip that I ever. So it's very
Insane.
earnable. You know that from trying to earn your trips from the other place. Those were hard. And these are earnable. Above and beyond that, we have car bonuses, we have, recognition. That in itself, just hearing somebody congratulate you, like at our age and younger, for a long time, girls don't get any positive reinforcement.
Recognition.
So
Yeah.
all of those are huge, huge pluses for this
Sure.
company. Absolutely
Sure.
love it.
Well, now that you've dropped all that, you write in the comments right now, everything that Mary Grace just said, there was a lot there. Okay. So I want to know which piece jumped out at you. Which piece were you like, oh, that's really cool. Like I would love that. I would love that for like a second job or a maybe a full-time job someday. Who knows? But a little part-time thing. But drop in the comments. I'm just interested to see what
It's
people
no
have to say.
pressure.
No,
After our mega party too, I was really proud of this, Janine, because so many people put that one of their favorite aspects of seeing so many of us interacting was the positivity
yeah.
and like the happiness we have for each other and the energy. And I can't underscore enough what a difference that's made in my life because,
Yeah.
we have jobs, we have our lives, we have enough pressure or stress or people telling us what we have to do or knowing what we have to do.
Knowing what you have to
Here
do.
in this, with this gig, just the recognition for everything that you do, um, it's very refreshing and inspiring.
Sure is, because you have friendships, you build friendships across the
All of
world,
it,
really,
yeah.
with this company and, with direct sales in general. And these people go to bat for you. And it's a really nice place to be if you're looking for a happy place to land. That's how I
Yeah.
always look at it. So now that they know all this and we're seeing all these really cool things coming through right now that they know all
No
this,
minimums.
why is the time now? Why is the time now
Oh
for
my
the
gosh. And every single week, those of you who get on every week, why aren't you doing this with us yet? No, I digress. But
listen,
I
what
know
do you
you
want?
hear me say, this is the right time because truly any time is the right time.
Right,
The day you're hearing this is the right time. How
right,
soon do you want to start making money? How soon do you want to get out there before anybody else is? That's always the right time. Don't overthink it because we will teach you what you need to know once you get here. And that's normally what you're
correct.
overthinking. But also, it is a wonderful time. We are 1 week out from our Sparkle convention, which is like online now. Wouldn't it be amazing if you guys could like get in on that and watch it and learn from that? We all learn so much from it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And when with that comes a brand new season, a brand new line, brand new trip contest dropping, so
Yeah.
it is, you guys. It's just a wonderful time. Get your intro show in now, and then all of your bookings that come from that can be for the new line. So when I say an intro show, and if you wish, you can make it what we call a decider show, but it's like have a show. If you're wondering, if you're like, hey, there was something about this that they just said that got me a little excited feeling in my stomach, the possibilities, then book a show and see how your show goes. It's all for you. Whoever does the show for you, it won't be for them, it'll be for you. So like if I said, okay, Janine, I'm going to give it a try, and she goes, okay, let's do a show, she would do my show, she would do all of the fashion stylist work behind my show. But at the end of that show, if I decided I was going to join, then I would get the paycheck. So
Yep.
not only would I get the hostess benefits, I'd also get the paycheck. Okay. In addition to that, they're running a kit special right now for $129. Not only does that give you access to everything you need to be successful here at Park Lane with, the credit card charges being all taken care of and your own personal website and all
Right.
of the learning things, but you get to pick $500 worth of jewelry. That in itself is a deal. And for this week, between now and the end of business on Wednesday, you also can choose an impression bracelet of your choice.
Right.
Those are retailed at $188. So now we essentially upped your kit to a $688 value for $129. So it's a really amazing, wonderful time to start. And then you can also be here at the get-go when they launch the trip contest and have just as much opportunity, just as much time as the rest of us. I think it's a wonderful idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea too. And I always love when you say, $500 in jewelry for 129 is the deal right there. But the fact that you have access to a full back office of information, the fact of all the trainings and developments that we have, free credit card processing, meaning you take credit cards from people, nobody's going to charge you for that.
Right.
And then all of the professional marketing materials that you have made for us, where we can literally
Yes.
just cut and paste a business.
Yes.
I mean, all of those things are part of that
Seriously.
129. You know what I mean?
There's probably people out there could attest to this, but most people have to take out loans in order
To
to
start
start
a
a business.
business.
They
Sure.
take out a loan, and my understanding, you would know better than me, but what I've read is that you can expect at least 2 years of no profit.
Yep.
Until you like break even.
For sure.
Here at Park Lane, you put the 129 on your credit card, you have your show, that pays for the kit and then
True.
some. And everything else is bounty. You know,
Well,
and it's just
you get a paycheck.
abundance
Yeah,
from
like
day one. Yeah. And the
people,
jewelry, which is yours to do with as you wish. You could sell it
right.
for 100% profit on the net if you want to. So there really are, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of.
True. What I'm hearing you say is we would like all of you to reach out to the stylist that invited you here tonight.
Yes.
We'd like you to talk to him or her, set up a show, even if you don't want to call it a decider show, book a party with that person, try it, but do it from the mindset that I'm going to really watch what they do.
Yes.
And I'm going to just see, is it something I think I can
Like
do?
being
Or
an
am I going to?
apprentice.
Yeah. And at the end, you choose. Would you like the free jewelry you've earned as the host and a paycheck to start a business? Or would you just like the free jewelry? Because I can tell you right now that your stylist isn't going to get mad at you, whichever one
No.
of those options you choose.
They'll
They're
be so excited that you had a show. So
gosh, yeah.
there's so many ways that we wonder, how can I make somebody happy today? You know, call your stylist and book a show.
All your
You'll hear the
stylists,
scream
book a
from
show.
here to there. It makes us so thrilled. And you will not remember that we were happy with you when you're picking out your free jewelry. Then you'll be happy with you.
So really quickly, Mary Grace, I want to invite everybody on this call to get a buddy and come on next. Are we going to do next Monday night? Yeah.
Would there be a reason not to?
Yeah, no, I guess not. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
know.
I
Well,
guess
all
we're
of a sudden I'm
back in
like, is it a holiday?
we're back in our, well, because convention is happening, but we're going to do this around that. So we will work
Yes.
it out. So yeah, so please invite somebody to come on this call next week. Somebody that when you heard this, you thought of them. Let's double the attendance. Let's have some fun. And let's thank Mary Grace for showing up
Oh,
tonight
for sure.
and giving us information that is just priceless. We hope that you all join us real soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.